What if I told you that the vegetable sitting in your refrigerator right now, the one you bought thinking it's the healthiest thing in the world, could be quietly pushing your kidneys closer to dialysis? Sounds crazy, doesn't it? We're constantly bombarded with information about superfoods. Eat this, it'll make you live forever. Drink that, it'll cure everything. But here's what they almost never tell you. For some people, especially if your kidneys are already struggling, that so-called superfood can be a silent enemy. Now, I'm not here to scare you. That's not helpful. What I want to give you today is a clear roadmap to protect your kidneys, a practical guide with no confusion. Today, we're going to separate what helps you from what hurts you. I'm going to show you the 4 vegetables that, if your kidneys are already working overtime, are hidden dangers. And then with the same honesty, I'm going to reveal the 4 natural leaves and vegetables that act like a shield for your kidney function. Let me give you an analogy that changes everything. Think of your kidneys as the most advanced water purification plant in the world. When they're working at 100%, they filter waste and minerals without breaking a sweat. Your blood stays clean. Everything runs smoothly. But what happens when that plant starts working at only 60% or 40%? Here's the scary part. Chronic kidney disease is sneaky at first. You can lose a huge chunk of your kidney function without a single symptom. Not one. You feel fine. Meanwhile, inside the damage is building. When that purification plant slows down, it can't handle the same workload anymore. Minerals that used to pass through easily, like potassium or compounds like oxalates, suddenly become trash that the plant can't process. They pile up and they cause serious damage. Too much potassium can trigger dangerous heart arrhythmias. Your heart literally starts beating irregularly, and that can be deadly. Oxalates form crystals like tiny shards of glass grinding through the microscopic tubes in your kidneys. They block things up, they tear things up, they make everything worse. So, the knowledge you're about to get today gives you control. Control over your health from the most basic place, your plate. This isn't about never eating vegetables again. It's about choosing intelligently. It's about knowing what you're asking your kidneys to handle with every single bite. Stay with me, because this information could change the direction of your kidney health. But first, we need to talk about the dangers. We need to unmask the hidden enemies. Now, before we start, the most important thing I can say is this. Listen carefully. These vegetables are not poison for a healthy person. They're incredibly nutritious. The problem isn't the vegetable itself. The problem is a weakened kidney's reduced ability to process what these vegetables contain in high concentrations. For a kidney that's already struggling, these vegetables are an overload. They're extra work that it can't handle, and over time, that accelerates the damage. So for someone with chronic kidney disease, knowing this list is fundamental. Starting at number 4, and this is maybe the trickiest one because it's everywhere, we have concentrated tomato. I'm not talking about a fresh tomato. I'm talking about tomato sauce, tomato paste, and ketchup. A fresh tomato in moderation might be okay. The problem is concentration. To make 1 can of tomato sauce, you need a lot of tomatoes. When you remove the water, the minerals concentrate brutally, and tomatoes are rich in potassium. Here's the number. 1 single cup of tomato sauce can have over 900 milligrams of potassium. That's almost as much as 2 cups of spinach. Think about how many dishes use tomato sauce. Pasta, pizza, stews, rice dishes. It sneaks into your diet without you even realizing the hit your kidneys are taking. Plus, tomatoes also have a fair amount of oxalates. This is the silent danger I was talking about. Someone might avoid French fries because of potassium, but then they eat a big plate of pasta with tomato sauce thinking it's healthy. They have no idea they're consuming just as much potassium, maybe more. You might have spaghetti night once a week. Seems normal, doesn't it? A nice Italian meal. But what if every time you ate that, you were giving your already tired kidneys a workload they can barely handle? Makes you think differently about that plate of pasta. Moving up to number 3, we have a vegetable hiding behind its reputation as a blood purifier. Beets, or Remala betabel. The deep color screams antioxidants. And yes, beets do have them, but for a weakened kidney, you need to handle this one with extreme caution. Beets are a significant source of potassium. 1 cup of cooked beets can exceed 500 milligrams of potassium. Again, that's a number that tips the scale. And drinking beet juice, which is so trendy right now, is even worse. It concentrates the potassium from several beets into 1 glass. It's a potassium bomb. On top of potassium, beets are also on the list of vegetables with notable oxalate content. It's not as high as spinach, but it's enough to contribute to the risk of crystal formation if you eat it often. The problem with beets is that their benefits for healthy people get advertised everywhere, but their risks for the kidney population get ignored. It's the perfect example of how general health advice can be harmful to a specific group. Maybe you've been drinking beet juice because you heard it's good for blood pressure. You're trying to be healthy, but your kidneys are struggling, and every sip is adding to their burden. That's the kind of thing nobody warns you about. Now, we're at number 2, and this one is a close relative of spinach. It shares the same dangers, Swiss chard or Aquila. People often think it's an alternative to spinach, but for your kidneys, they're dangerous twins. Swiss chard is also loaded with potassium, providing between 380 and 550 milligrams per 100 gram. Even though it's slightly less than spinach, it's still a very high amount. One generous serving of chard can easily put you in the danger zone. And just like its cousin, chard is extremely rich in oxalates. The levels are dangerously high, almost as much as spinach. That means it presents the same risk of forming those glass-like crystals that tear up the architecture of your kidneys. I've seen patients who, wanting to eat healthier, switched from spinach to chard without knowing they were trading one problem for an almost identical one. They think they're doing something good, but in reality, they're putting their kidneys under tremendous stress. You pick up chard at the farmer's market thinking you're making a good choice. It's fresh, it's green, it looks healthy, and for most people it is. But if your kidneys are already working at 50% capacity, that bunch of chard is asking them to do work they simply can't handle anymore. And here we are at number 1, the biggest villain of all, the one that's going to shock you the most. Spinach. Spinach is the symbol of healthy food, right? Everyone thinks spinach is the ultimate health food. But for a delicate kidney, spinach is a ticking time bomb for 2 reasons: potassium and oxalates. Let's look at the numbers. A single cup of cooked spinach can exceed 800 milligrams of potassium. In some cases, it can get close to 1/500 milligrams. To put that in perspective, many kidney patients are told not to exceed 2,000 milliliters of potassium in an entire day. With 1 cup of spinach, you could have just used up more than half your daily limit. When kidneys don't eliminate potassium properly, it accumulates in your blood. That's called hypercalcemia, and it can cause anything from muscle weakness to deadly heart arrhythmias. Your heart just stops beating correctly. But that's only half the story. Spinach is also the champion of oxalates with around 780 milliliters per 100 gram. In a weak kidney, oxalates bind to calcium and form crystals. Imagine thousands of sharp crystals like ground glass passing through the microscopic tubes of your kidneys. They cause blockages, inflammation, and direct damage. Because of this double threat, potassium and oxalates through the roof. Spinach must be eliminated or limited to tiny portions, and very occasionally if your kidney function is compromised. Think about how many times you've heard, "Eat your spinach, it's so healthy." Maybe you have a spinach salad for lunch thinking you're being so good to your body, or you throw spinach into a smoothie every morning. And all that time, if your kidneys are struggling, you're actually making things worse. That's the hidden danger nobody talks about. Okay, I know that was heavy. You might be sitting there thinking, well, what can I eat? If tomatoes are bad, if beets are bad, if even spinach is dangerous, what's left? And that's exactly why I wanted to show you the problems first, because now when I show you the solutions, you're going to understand why they matter so much. You're going to see them as the lifesavers they really are. The good news, and there is very good news, is that you have powerful protectors available to you right now. 4 vegetables that are not only safe for your kidneys, they actually help protect them. They're low in potassium, low in oxalates, and they bring extra benefits that make your kidneys' job easier. So let's turn this around. Let's go from the danger zone to the safe zone. Let me introduce you to your 4 kidney heroes. Let's start at number 4 and work our way up to the most powerful one. Hero number 4 is the king of refreshment, the cucumber. The cucumber is more than 95% water. When you bite into a cucumber, you're basically drinking water, but you're also getting a little boost of vitamins. And here's why this matters for your kidneys. When your kidneys are weak, Keeping the right balance of fluids in your body becomes tricky. Everything is harder. Cucumber helps you stay hydrated naturally, and hydration supports your kidney's ability to filter waste without adding any extra burden. Plus, cucumber is extremely low in both potassium and sodium. That makes it completely safe. Think about it this way. Your kidneys are already working overtime. The last thing they need is more minerals to deal with. Cucumber gives them a break. It's gentle, it's hydrating, it supports the filtering process without asking for anything in return. How do you use it? Slice it thin for salads. It adds a crunch that's really satisfying. Make cucumber water. Just drop some slices and maybe some mint into a pitcher of water and put it in the fridge. It makes drinking water more appealing. Or try a cucumber soup. Blend cucumber with a little olive oil, garlic, and vinegar. It's cold, refreshing, and completely safe for your kidneys. Cucumber is simple, and that's exactly its power. It hydrates, it refreshes, and it doesn't stress your kidneys at all. After everything we just talked about, doesn't it feel good to know you have something this safe and easy? Moving up to number 3, we have zucchini or calabacida. This is a true chameleon in the kitchen. It absorbs whatever flavors you give it, and I think of it as an internal rinse for your kidneys. Zucchini has almost no potassium. We're talking trace amounts, but the real magic is its water content, nearly 95%. Just like cucumber. For kidneys that are struggling to filter properly, hydration is gold. Zucchini gives you water naturally, which helps dilute toxins and makes them easier to eliminate. On top of that, zucchini has very gentle fiber that's easy to digest. That takes pressure off your whole system, including your kidneys. Think of zucchini as a breath of fresh air for a system that's working too hard. And the best part, zucchini's flavor is so neutral that it picks up whatever you cook it with. You can spiralize it into noodles, what people call zoodles. Sauté them quickly with garlic and olive oil, and you've got a light alternative to pasta. Remember, we talked about tomato sauce on pasta being dangerous? Well, here's your safe pasta alternative. You can roast it in the oven with a drizzle of olive oil and some oregano until it's tender and golden. Or you can grate it and mix it into omelets or vegetable soups for moisture and nutrients without changing the taste. Zucchini is the definition of a kidney-friendly food. Hydrating, low in problem minerals, and incredibly versatile. You can eat it without worry. Now we're getting to number 2, and this one is vibrant and sweet, the red bell pepper. This is the antioxidant that protects your kidney cells, and it's one of the safest and most beneficial choices you can make. The main advantage, red bell peppers are extremely low in potassium, just like cucumber and zucchini. They're in the safe zone for almost any kidney patient. You can enjoy them knowing you're not overloading your filters. But that's not all. Red bell peppers are one of the richest sources of vitamin C on the planet. They beat oranges. And vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that neutralizes free radicals. Free radicals are like little bullets flying around inside your body, hitting your cells and damaging them. In your kidneys, they damage the delicate filtering structures. Vitamin C stops those bullets before they hit their target. Red peppers also give you vitamin A and lycopene, 2 more antioxidants that fight inflammation. Inflammation is the enemy. It's what speeds up kidney damage. How do you get the most out of red peppers? Roast them. This is my favorite method. Put them in the oven or right over a flame until the skin turns black. Then put them in a covered bowl for 10 minutes and the skin peels right off. What's left is tender, smoky, sweet flesh that's absolutely incredible. Use it in strips for salads or blend it to make a sauce. And here's where this gets really good. Remember villain number 4, concentrated tomato sauce? Well, red bell peppers are your safe alternative. You can roast red peppers, peel them, and blend them with sautéed onions, garlic, a cooked carrot for sweetness, and herbs. The result is a red, vibrant, delicious sauce that's super low in potassium. It's called a no-matter sauce, a sauce without tomatoes. You can also eat them raw, cut them into sticks and dip them in a little yogurt or hummus. Just watch your portion. Or sauté them with onions and garlic as a base for rice dishes or stews. Including red bell peppers is a smart, proactive strategy to defend your kidneys cell by cell. You're not just avoiding danger, you're actively protecting yourself. And here we are at number 1, the most powerful kidney protector of them all, cabbage or rapo. Cabbage is humble, it's cheap. A lot of people ignore it, but I call it the natural shield against kidney inflammation. And here's why it deserves the top spot. First and most important for today, cabbage is incredibly low in potassium. A whole cup of chopped cabbage has almost nothing. That means your kidneys don't have to stress to filter it. It's like handing your purification plant clean, easy material to process. Compare that to spinach, our number 1 villain. The difference is night and day, but cabbage's benefits go way beyond that. Cabbage is a nutritional pharmacy. It belongs to the cruciferous family famous for compounds like isothiocyanates and sulforaphane. Don't get hung up on the names, just think of them as a cleaning crew that goes into your body and calms inflammation. Kidney disease is fundamentally an inflammatory condition. Your kidneys are inflamed, stressed, struggling. These compounds help put out that internal fire. They protect the delicate structures inside your kidneys from further damage. Cabbage is also an excellent source of fiber and vitamin C. Fiber keeps your gut healthy, and that's critical. A happy gut produces fewer toxins that your kidneys would have to clean up. Vitamin C, as we talked about with red peppers, is an antioxidant that fights cellular aging and damage to your kidney filters. How do you prepare it so it actually tastes good? Forget sad boiled cabbage. Try a fresh Kleslaw. Use green and purple cabbage. Add a little shredded carrot in moderation and dress it with olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and a touch of mustard. It's crunchy and refreshing. Or quickly sauté it. Cut it into thin strips and cook it in a pan with olive oil, garlic, and cumin. In just a few minutes, you've got a delicious side dish with a slightly sweet flavor. Remember villain number 2, Swiss chard? People sauté that, thinking it's healthy. Well, here's your safe alternative. Sauté cabbage instead. Same cooking method, same texture when it's done, but without the danger. You can also steam it lightly and add it to low-sodium soups near the end, so it keeps its texture. Cabbage isn't just a cheap filler, it's a powerful therapeutic tool that everyone can afford. It's safe, it's protective, and it's available everywhere. That's why it's number 1. That's why it's your champion. Let's do a quick recap so everything is crystal clear in your mind. On the villain side, the ones damaging your kidneys. Counting down, we had concentrated tomato at 4, beets at 3, Swiss chard at 2, and spinach the biggest threat at number 1. Those are the ones you need to avoid or limit to the absolute maximum if your kidney function is compromised. On the hero side, your protectors. Counting down, we had cucumber at 4, zucchini at 3, red bell pepper at 2, and cabbage, your champion, at number 1. Those are your safe choices. Those are the ones that will help you. But I want to give you one more tool, a trick that makes a real difference, especially with vegetables that are in a gray area like potatoes or carrots. I'm talking about cooking to reduce potassium. We can actually wash away a portion of this mineral. The technique is called soaking and double boiling. Here's how it works. Peel the vegetable and cut it into small pieces. The more surface area in contact with water, the better. Soak the pieces in plenty of warm water for at least 2 to 4 hours. If you can, change the water halfway through. Then throw away the soaking water. That's where the potassium we've pulled out is sitting. Now for the double boiling. Put the pieces in a pot with fresh water and boil them for a few minutes. Throw away that water again and add clean water again to finish cooking them. This process can reduce the potassium in a vegetable by up to 50%. It's a little labor-intensive, yes, but it's effective and it lets you include more variety in your diet safely. And of course, don't forget the other pillars. Reduce salt and processed foods. Be the amount of water your doctor recommends for you specifically, and always work with a nephrologist and a nutritionist. They'll adapt all of this to your particular case. My goal today wasn't to make you afraid of food. It was to give you knowledge so you see